take the time to talk about something that's a little more me interested. Like, it's not going to have the broadest appeal on YouTube. I do think there will be people out there that find some sort of value in the topic I'm about to get into. But I still think it's something that I want to talk about. A VTuber known as AsbeelNox put out a Twitter thread giving their thoughts on what makes good thumbnails. Now, I don't think I have perfect thumbnails, but I think my thumbnails are not terrible. So I figured I would go over this thread as well as share my thoughts on their thoughts, as commentators do. So, AsbeelNox here wait, I'm not following him? Why am I not following him? Sassy support squad. Back due to unpopular demand, me. Whoever tells you that looks are not everything is surely mistaken, at least in content creation. Thumbnails and the likes can make it or break it, and often long before people click or decide to keep scrolling. Let me explain. Now, before Asbeel goes into their reasons why they think so, I will share a few of mine. Like, if you have a thumbnail that just is very bland, or it's hard to really notice the details or notice the general if it's hard for people to place like a sort of idea regarding what the video is about in the thumbnail, they're more than likely just to scroll past it, especially if it's from a subject that people might not even be interested in. When you try to reel in your audience on platforms like YouTube or even the very platform you're reading this, aka Twitter, it's all about catching the attention of the viewer. Let me take myself as prime example. This is the initial thumbnail for my first Titanfall playthrough, which, as you can see, Asbeel's fairly small in the corner. The text is available, but largely my criticisms with this is the timestamp is not necessarily taken into consideration. So with the thumbnail for YouTube specifically, the bottom chunk of that thumbnail will be hidden. So the majority of Asbeel's VTuber would be covered up by the length runtime of the video. Excuse me. On first sight, what do you notice? I'm tiny in the corner. Apparently it's the first video according to the number 1, and the game's title is really hard to make out. Yes, I bothered to make a thumbnail, but I failed miserably. As my friend Nix, hi pal, explained to me, you are way too small. You're the focus of the video, and people can barely see you. I took that and many other good advice and ran with it. The result, a lot clearer. A lot cleaner. I'm clearly visible, and the premise of the video is straight in your face, as the kids these days say, right? I definitely think this is a lot better of a thumbnail for sure. Personally, I think Asbeel could even go a bit further with, like, bigger with their avatar. I don't. I guess the number in the thumbnail definitely does kind of help, but I think personally, this is just a personal preference of mine. I don't exactly have the YouTube experience to back it all up, but I think putting like you're just showcasing that it's only about Titanfall 2 in 2023. If you're doing a review of it, that makes sense. If you're doing a playthrough of it, I would personally put some kind of feeling that you get regarding the contents of that specific video. Like, did you have a wacky cutscene that you want to draw attention to or that stood out to you? Maybe have that as the text in your thumbnail rather than the title of the game people can recognize from the box art you've used. That simple change made this Titanfall video the most viewed long format video on my YouTube channel. Oh, that's poggers. That definitely helps. That simple change made this Titanfall video the most viewed. There. Am I a professional? Gods no. I'm still learning tricks every day, as you may be able to tell from this thumbnail of an unreleased video of mine. COD, Modern Warfare 3. This is definitely a lot more engaging somewhat of a thumbnail because you've got the avatar hiding, like popping out from behind the game character that's very well known. I would think that having the text here saying like palling around with Ghost or something like that, because I'm guessing this video is regarding a mission with Ghost. I don't know the specific mission. I don't know the video. I haven't played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I just know who Ghost is. But having the text talk about what's going on in the thing or in this specific video helps. Having the thumbnail of like the different Call of Duty playthrough thumbnails, like they all have Call of Duty in them, and then you have the number to let people know which it is, so you don't just have to have a playlist. You can also have in your video logs the easy enough to see what the what's it called is. But Asbeel, how can I do thumbnails like that? I don't have the software for that. I hear you barking, big dog. You don't need to make big money to be able to do a lot. You just need to know what to use for the occasion. Me personally, well, glad you asked. I use a free version of Canva for most of my shenanigans these days, and I have several reasons for that. It's free, duh. It works on Android, a browser, and Windows. See attached images. Even the free version has a gajillion tools at your disposal. I have heard a lot of positive things about Canva, but I haven't personally really used it. I personally use a program called GIMP, which is a free-to-use image editing program. I use that to create my different thumbnails, and if I know exactly what I'm doing for my thumbnail, I can make one in 10 minutes and be done with it. Like at most 10 minutes. Sometimes I can just pump out an entire week's worth of thumbnails in half an hour. Sometimes can't. Sometimes it just takes a bit more thinking about how to do it. How do you render images to make thumbnails pop more? PixArt. I think that's how it's pronounced. For the sake of fitting this into Twitter's tight space for videos, I did a really rushed one. But if you take your time, the results are actually really good. Did you notice I moved Ghost on my thumbnail? Thought so. So yeah, here's what Asbeel's talking about, where they're highlighting the area they want to save in the red, and then they... Oh. And then they just basically cut out all of the background. Even GIMP has this potential to do it. By the way, chat, have you drank water yet? Speaking of which. But yeah, as you can see, you can see how they're cropping out the background of this specific image. And I think that's it for this one. Hope it could help at least a little bit. This is a very cute picture. On your way out, have this great video by LJ, who's definitely better than me when it comes to explaining the fine details. That may be something worth... Isn't that the guy from Stream Scheme? I think
One of the most important...
That is. I reckon. I think it is. I don't know. I've seen this dude's videos before. He is pretty poggers. He is worth checking out. You know, like, if you're a streamer and you want to think of ways to come up with, or to like grow your channel, this guy knows his shit. Literally, Stream Scheme, I was right. So yeah, this guy's been in the game for a while. He knows what's up. He knows what grows. Largely, I think Asbeel there had a lot of the same kind of ideas that I use for thumbnails. I've actually kind of been moving towards making my thumbnails kind of like... Sometimes I just want to make them memes so that they're just funny to see, and you see a funny picture on YouTube, you want to click on it. Maybe the video's almost as funny as the thumbnail. You never really know, do you? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more content, and if you want to join the community, feel free to check out the Discord. I love to voice chat in there, so if you want to ever talk, I'm usually available. Well, in the afternoons.